Hi again. Day 2 of Whiskey Rocker here. Day 2 of my whiskey review. Like I mentioned in my previous post or my previous YouTube video, my daughter, my wife gave birth to her first newborn, baby Tiara, and my work gives us a month off, and so I decided with this 1 month that I have off, I'm going to review 30 whiskeys. Whiskeys slash, let's just say spirits. There's a good amount of bourbon and some liqueurs that I'd also like to review that I've collected over the years, just never had a really chance to sit down and talk about them. So today we're going to review, or my review of Ardbeg. The one take a closer look at it. This is Ardbeg 10. It's again non-chill filtered, just like yesterday's. We did Laphroaig Triple Wood. You may see it over here. We're not reviewing that one today. Just have it there for a little comparison. Now what I've done, just like yesterday, day 2 today, I've poured a little bit of it, left it in the freezer so it cools down, so I don't need to add any water to it. But it just takes the edge off and makes it really a very pleasing drink. This is bottled at 46%. Now compare it to the Laphroaig Triple Wood, which was at 48%. Roughly the same, and both quite high. Also peated, so I wanted to see, really wanted to put the peated ones up front before I move into some of the other whiskeys, just to have a comparison. I've also kept a drink in the freezer of the Laphroaig. I'll bring it later just to give you a little comparison. Now, a little bit different from the Laphroaig, definitely. The Laphroaig, interesting fact that I read on it afterwards was that they give you a piece of land somewhere in the muddy, grizzly, damp place in Scotland. I'm sure you would not want to claim that piece of land. Even if you claimed it, would not want to go to it. They give you a square foot. That's like saying you get a piece of property and you're all excited until they tell you some wastelands. Nothing against Scotland, they make great whiskeys, but I'm sure it's not in a really prime property. This one calls itself, says the most balanced, deepest and most balanced, revered as by connoisseurs as something extraordinary. We'll find out. Typically, whiskeys are chill filtered and reduced to a strength of 40%. This one, again, is not. That way allowing it to retain its maximum flavor and giving it more body and added depth. So let's, of course, pregnant and women that are dating should not drink this. My wife is not doing so. There you go, closer look, Ardbeg 10. Hopefully that comes out a little bit clear. Definitely the first thing that comes out is it's much lighter. The Laphroaig was darker, amber in color. This one you can see it's very, very light in color, almost like a watered down drink. I'm sure it's not, but very light brown, light gold color. Faint yellow, pale. I think if you get jaundice, that's probably what you look like. Or hepatitis. I mean, that's what your eyes would look like. All right, enough about diseases. On the nose, it's a lot lighter. Surprisingly, I've been a fan of Ardbeg. Ugadal, Ardbegs in general. Haven't had a chance to drink this. In San Antonio these days. I'll go back to Houston where my main collection is of scotches, and then take a look at some of the other Ardbegs I have back home. But I would have expected it to be a lot more smoky as I remember it last time, but it's not. It's compared to the Laphroaig, even the Triple Wood now, the quarter cask, my favorite Laphroaig, period. Probably my favorite whiskey, period. This one's not as smoky. It doesn't smell as smoky. I'd say To compare, I'd probably say that the Laphroaig is on the smoky and this one's more on the iodine. Sour. On the sour index, a little iodine with a tangy iodine. Again, probably not a, as you can see from my last video, probably not a good person with adjectives, but you can just imagine tangy iodine. It's probably what I'd go with Ardbeg, but and of course it's delicious. Very, very sour, summer. Think of your colognes. You got your winter colognes, you got your summer, your citrusy colognes. Some people like the wood, the masculine, those type of colognes, but for summer maybe you want to go light. So you got a summer whiskey. Flowers. Again, going back to vitamin C. If you want to think about it, really it's vitamin C, your pineapple, your limes, your lemons, your orange, fruit punch, vitamin C fruit punch, kind of like a high C. Take a taste before talking too much about the odor or fragrance. Taking a second to see what the differences are. Feels a little bit smoother. I wonder why that is. But yesterday, while reviewing the Laphroaig, now I've left it a little bit less in the refrigerator. I wanted to get my review because my daughter is sleeping. So those parents out there, you know how it is. Kids are sleeping, get your review in quick. So I didn't quite get my 10-minute mark. As you can see, it's starting to condense outside. So I probably got a good 6 minutes into it. And even still, I like to chill it, like I mentioned yesterday. I don't add water. I try not to add water. I leave it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. I'll pour my drink, whatever I want to taste. Leave it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes if it's a little bit more. And then come back and take it out. And my next drink will be sitting in the freezer, so of course there's a rotation process there. That helps me take the edge off. It doesn't burn as much. You're free to do whatever you want, but it definitely it's very sour. It's very vitamin C. Feels like vitamin C. You taste all the flavors. I feel like with the Laphroaig, it's that smoky, peaty kind of punch in your face. With the Triple Wood, it's a little bit less of that, but by no means less. With the Ardbeg, you taste a lot of different flavors. So they've kept that peat, but it's toned down. It's a lot drier, I feel, personal. Very, like, I guess the comparison would be this one's more gasoline, this is more oil. Kind of think about your car, your grease, your oil, kind of burn, smell. And tone it down. That's where I put the Ardbeg. Very delicious, very tasty, very citrusy, very light. I haven't had it in a while. I'm starting to grow on it. It's different. It has a different character. I'm glad two whiskeys, two different brands from Isla, peated process are able to make a vastly different flavor. Very easy to drink, definitely no burning sensation going down. Still has that smokiness. Now what I'm going to do is I poured a little bit of Laphroaig as well, just to give myself a little comparison. I love them both, but it's, if you're drinking one, it's kind of hard to tell. So I'll be right back and we'll continue. So, move the bottle over here. So here's my Ardbeg, here's my Laphroaig. See the frostedness? Again, leave it in the freezer. Gives it that beautiful frosted look. And let's see, drink. Now I'm going to bring the Laphroaig back in. Poured a little bit of it, just to myself. Definitely. Tons of peat. A little bit harsher than the Ardbeg. Ardbeg, very balanced, almost very good for a single malt. For a single malt Ale Scotch, it's almost, and I don't want to discredit it, it's almost like a blended whiskey where they round out the edges. I do it by freezing or leaving it in the freezer. Very rough, very tons of character. Kind of like the difference between driving a Mustang V8 Nissan 350Z. Couldn't come up with a better comparison. Very rough, probably a bad comparison. Let me try again. Dodge Challenger, very, very rough. Tons of loss of grip, very rough. People like that. A little bit more refined. Mustang, you know, your Ford Mustang. So I'd say Dodge Challenger, very crude, very rough. Scratch that. Dodge Viper, Chevy Corvette. Both incredible engines, both, you know, flat V8s, powerful, very rough, very uncontrolled, very powerful, yet controlled. So I think that's a good comparison. Both are, you know, in the same kind of category, competing against each other. Your Dodge Viper and your Corvette. I'm going to go back and finish the rest of my Ardbeg. Hopefully you enjoyed that review and a little bit of comparison between the two. Just wanted to have that just to make sure I got the notes right. Definitely, you got your smokiness here with the Laphroaig. You got your citrusy, your very smooth to go down. Incredibly smooth. Your summer drink, your oranges, all your vitamin C content. Very sour, still that smokiness, still that peatiness. We talked about the peat. That's the peat moss, that green stuff that grows over in Scotland. Right? They chop those green grass up. We talked about it last time. And when it goes through that distilling process, where they, when after it's fermented, it probably ends up at 14% alcohol, and then they distill it to let the alcohol evaporate, leave the water and junk behind, and mature it in whatever cask you want. Your oaks, your ex-bourbon, I think that's very popular. Your sherry, your quarter cask, my favorite. Gives it a lot more depth. I love the quarter cask. Everything about it. It just adds a lot of flavor very quickly. But in any case, hopefully you like the review. I love it. Ardbeg. Now in terms of rating, I gave this one an 88. It's my favorite one. For some reason, I'm liking the Ardbeg today. So I'm gonna give the Ardbeg 90. Going against myself here. Not sure why, but it just feels right. Laphroaig Triple Wood 88, Ardbeg 10, 90. Hope you enjoyed that review. And until tomorrow, where we will review another whiskey.